Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna check how to play with Phantasma. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Also, remember that we're doing a poll to see which character I'm going to level up next to level 87. And on Friday I'm gonna upload the results, so be sure to vote. And I'm gonna leave a link here, and now let's go back to the video. So, let's see. Phantasma. Phantasma is a suppressed demon character. Those are two really good traits. The combination enables a ton of things. But oddly enough, Phantasma actually wants to avoid the things, most of the things that these traits provide, and go for something a little bit more offensive and generic. So, as you can see, my Phantasma is level 87. And let's check first of all the leader skill. Enemies hit by skill attacks receive 1 stack of nightmare. Important thing to take into consideration. This is the first hit on a skill. It's not every hit on the skill. If it was every hit, it would be busted. And what is nightmare? Let's check. Nightmare is a debuff that says become groggy on the 10th stack and reduces defense by 20% for 10 seconds. That seems pretty good, right? But as I said, you only activate it on the skills. So yeah, it is not as aggressive as it seems. Unless you're actually using the character weapon, the character release weapon. So, Falling Heart has a passive that says basic attacks inflict enemies with nightmare at a 30% chance for 10 seconds and increases damage dealt by 20% for 10 seconds. Basically, you want to have this 5 out of 5 if you want to abuse that. Phantasma is a character that really enables the damage, enhances the damage of your whole team. But she's fragile, she's slow, she has many flaws. So let's go back to the leader skill because there's more to it. No, this one. It says draws a magic circle around herself, which reduces the defense of enemies within the circle by 20%. Yeah, that's kind of bad for her. Like, both of these effects are kind of bad because Phantasma doesn't have like super absurd short cooldowns. There's one exception to that, and we're gonna check it in a moment. But mostly she has normal cooldowns. She's slow, she's a mid-range attacker, so she doesn't want to be near the enemy to begin with. Like, not like melee kinds of close to the enemy. So yeah, though this leader skill is pretty good, I don't think it's the perfect match for Phantasma. In any case, she can take advantage of them, and let's see what she can do. To begin, we're gonna check Dream Shadow. Dream Shadow is a basic enhancer that enhances normal attacks by firing orbs of fear and performs range attacks. Yeah, that's okay, except for the fact that it's not, because you have to stay locked in place while you do this. The attacks penetrate the enemy, as you can see, and you're going to be able to hit the enemies behind. This is good for, I guess, ulti builds, active weapon builds, but other than that, I would not recommend it. I mean, it's possible to design a build that allows you to protect yourself while doing this basic, but it is just not worth it in my opinion. With 1, supporter increases the damage by 10%, with 2 increases the damage by 20%, and with 3 increases particle charge amount by 50%. Then we have Succubus Whisper. Succubus Whisper is a hold attack, range attack, with 14-second cooldown. Enchants a giant magic circle for 8 seconds. Enemies above the magic circle get damage over time. An ally attack damage above the circle is increased by 20%. The size of the circle increases by 50% when the slot effect is applied. Like, it is big, but I wouldn't say it's huge, because the enemies will take some space, especially some mobs, like for example the spider tanks. The mini spider tanks are very bulky, so even though it is big, it is not big enough to abuse. Like, you still have to get out of the circle to position yourself sometimes to do some attacks. And even so, this is a great skill, and this is the pure color skill. It's gonna be pure green, pure blue, or pure red. So with, well, not pure, triple color skill. So with 3 green increases the attack frequency of the circle by 50%, with 3 blue increases the duration of the circle by 2 seconds, and with 3 red increases the ally damage by an additional 10%. All of these effects are good. You can take advantage of them, and they serve different purposes. Green is going to be excellent for dealing damage. Blue is going to be excellent for abusing effects on hits, like for example the Momochi weapon. I mean, you can also take advantage of that on green, but there's other effects that you want to use on blue. And on red, increases ally damage by an additional 10%. This is going to be particularly good for VR, and kind of red is the best color for VR, so yeah, that's fine. Then, Dream Claw. Dream Claw is going to be the other basic enhancer. This is a melee attack unlike the other one, and it says enhances normal attacks by conjuring an illusionary arm and performing consecutive melee attacks. One supporter increases the speed of normal attacks by 5%, 2 supporters increase the speed of normal attacks by an additional 10%, 3 supporters increase particle charge amount by 50%. Yeah, it is like good enough. I mean, this has a big AoE, so you're going to deal with mobs quickly if you have enough damage, but it is not my favorite. I mean, none of the basic enhancers are really that good. The normal basic attack are just usable enough, considering that the skills give more utility. Then we have Slash Horror. Slash Horror is a dash attack, it's a melee attack, 8-second cooldowns, conjures an illusionary claw that swipes the enemy in front, performing an air attack. This is the one that activates on the main, and the green one says, increase damage by 10% for 5 seconds. Blue reduces the speed of the enemy by 10% for 5 seconds. Red increases speed by 10% for 5 seconds. Problems here. Short duration. They cannot make the duration longer because the cooldown is short. But they could definitely play with the numbers, with the percentages here. Like 10% damage increase is okay because it's damage increase. It depends on your stats, and the stronger your weapons and that, the more that 10% is gonna count. Then the speed reduction, in my opinion, should go up to 20. Like for 5 seconds, it's fine to be really aggressive with this number on a debuff. And for red, I think that this should go to 15. Like 10 is just like too low, 20 is too fast, so 15 would be the ideal number for a 5-second buff. Yeah, but there's a reason why this is like that, and although you can use it, most of the times you won't abuse it. So, Phantasmal Mirror. Phantasmal Mirror is going to be the perfect dodge. It's a range attack at the same time. It's not just a perfect dodge. It's not a... Yes, it is a utility skill, but it serves another purpose, as you can and you can infer. So, 12-second cooldown. When doing an extreme dodge, conjure a fog illusion that enchants a magic circle for 4 seconds, taunting all enemies. After 4 seconds, perform an area attack and disappears. So basically, you're going to summon an illusion. The enemy is going to go to the illusion, and you can make some distance, take some distance, and attack. And then the illusion is going to explode. So, 2 green, increase the size of the illusion magical circle by 50%. 2 blue, increase the attack range by 50% and stuns the enemy. 2 red, increases the duration of the illusion by 2 seconds. Yeah. Like, the best one is definitely the red, because you want to keep the enemies with the illusion while you do the attack. This is very splashable, and it is best for builds where you want to keep control on the enemy and keep distance at the same time. Now, let's start with the pure skills. The first one is going to be the pure red, which is Crunching Fear. It's a hold debate, melee attack, 13-second cooldown. Conjures an illusion that bites the enemy in front, performing an air attack. Similar to Sakura's attacks, to Sakura's red skill, this is going to deal 2 hits. One when launching, one when falling. And obviously the falling one is the one that deals the most damage. With 1 red, increases the speed by 10% for 10 seconds. With 2 red, restores HP by 2% of the damage dealt. And with 3 red, increases skill damage by 150%. Excellent skill, but don't be deceived. This is not the one that you want to use on mixed builds. There's another skill that you can use instead of this one. Use this for pure red builds. Now, the next one. Clinging Nightmare. Hold attack during normal attacks, range attack, 10-second cooldown, and it says, sends off a mass of terror that changes into a black whirl upon contacting enemies. The whirl deals damage over time for 4 seconds, and when the target is dead, moves to the other nearby target. So yeah, this is incredibly aggressive and incredibly useful. So, this is super fast. I know that it says 4 seconds, or it can be a little bit more, but it feels like forever because of how fast this deals damage and how much utility you can get from this, because it's gonna break super armor. That's a thing. So, 1 green increases attack range by 50%. This is probably the best effect on set 1 that I have seen for a green skill. Increasing the range attack of this skill in particular is amazing. You're going to deal with waves of enemies easily. Then, 2 green increases the duration of the whirlwind by 2 seconds. Also great because of how fast it attacks. You're going to deal more than 1 attack per second, so it's amazing. And 3 green increases critical rate by 50%. You can give up, you can just forget this and still use this with set 1 or set 2, and it's going to be pretty useful. But it is appreciated. You can go with full critical damage, and then this is going to give you the extra critical rate that you need. So let's see. The next one is Twister Dance. Twister Dance is a hold attack, melee attack, 10-second cooldown. Conjures an illusion performing a charge attack to enemies in front. The AoE, well, not the AoE, the range of the attack is not that long. I know it looks like super long if we look at this angle, but it's not that long. Keep that in mind. You want to be kind of near the enemy, and not like glued to the enemy, like next to the enemy, but just near the enemy, just like in the animation here. So with 2 green increases the damage by 20% for 10 seconds. With 2 blue reduces the enemy speed by 20% for 10 seconds. And with 2 red restore HP recovery, restore HP by 2% of damage dealt. So that's why I said that you don't need to use this one on mixed builds. You have this option, and this is basically a better version of slash horror, which is unfortunate. But in any case, let's continue. I mean, it's unfortunate for a slash horror. Lastly, we have Impaling. No, not lastly. We have Impaling Terror here, which is going to be the pure blue skill. It's a double dash, it's a melee attack, 12-second cooldown, and teleports to the farthest enemy and stuns it. This is a very weird skill, but it is also very strong. Something like that. It's weird, trust me. So, number 1, just by using the skill, you're stunning the enemy. There's value in that, especially in PvP, but I mean, it's fine to be that the base effect. Then, one blue makes the enemy groggy. Yeah, kind of. They should have been critical rate increase instead. I mean, I guess it's very abusable on PvP, but like, I would like to have critical or a buff or damage increase here, rather than I mean, groggy and stun together. It's weird. So then, 2 blue reduces the enemy speed by 20% for 10 seconds. Yeah, as you can see with all the skills, blue is going to be a color that makes Phantasma a viable speed reduction character, a speed reduction debuffer. And lastly, 3 green increases critical damage by 250%, and that's great. I mean, this skill is strong, really strong. But the weirdest part is that this is kind of a single target skill, and you're going to go to the furthest enemy from your position. So yeah, you have to be careful when you use it, because you may not hit the person that you want to hit. Keep that in mind. And then we have Phantasmal Shade. Phantasmal Shade is a range attack, is a counter attack. Immediately after enemy attack, dodge. It has 6-second cooldown. When doing an instant dodge, knock back the enemy in front and summons 5 balls of smoke that traces the enemies. 1 green increases skill damage by 250. 1 blue reduces the skill cooldown by 20%. 1 red increases speed by 10% for 5 seconds. So, here's the thing. This skill is pretty bad. It is terrible that Gremory is doing skills, awakening skills, that work as counters, because you don't want to take hits. Sometimes 1 hit is more than enough to kill you. So, yeah, Gremory, that's not a great idea, especially with Phantasma, which is a squishy character. So, there's a catch with this. There's an advantage, actually. If you go with double red and 1 blue, you're going to be able to abuse your leader skill. And you're going to be able to activate a lot those nightmare stacks, dealing the defense down. So, yeah, I know what they were trying to do, but it is terrible to have this skill as a reactive skill. You don't want it to be a counter attack. You want it to be an attack that you activate whenever you want. Yeah, if they made a change and they made this maybe a dash attack or a hold attack. No, hold attack. No, not a hold attack. A dash attack, that would be great. Or maybe a barrage of attacks, like a substitute for the basic enhancer. I don't know. But this is just bad that you have to take hits. That's the only thing. Even if you have the ability to heal yourself, depending on how strong your account is, you may not be able to take that hit. So yeah, that's kind of it for this one. Now, let's check what we're gonna be doing. So I'm gonna be using for most builds the Momochi weapon. Mine is 4 out of 5 and it's plus 14. Obviously the Magatamas are all critical damage Magatamas. The other one is a Viridian weapon, 5 out of 5 plus 13 whatever Magatamas, just to increase the critical rate. And let's see, I'm gonna use this, but I'm gonna change it a little bit because I was doing a pure speed build, but it isn't good enough. So yeah, I'm gonna show it. I prepared it and I'm gonna show it. So we're gonna use Drinkclaw, and the idea of this is to show you that this has some super armor, but still you can get interrupted. So it is not the greatest. Then we have Twister Dance to recover HP and Shadow Slasher, Slasher Horror to increase my damage. Why do I want to increase my damage? Because I'm going to use Nagi along with Spinel. Nagi, for every skill that I use, I'm going to get speed increase. That stacks up to 3 times. That's going to be 24% if I go to max. And then I'm going to get a speed increase per buff I get. So I'm going to have one from my skill and another one from Nagi. So that's 2 buffs. That's gonna be another 12% increase on speed. And then increase damage dealt to enemies with debuffs. This is Susune, you know. It's gonna be super easy, not only because I have the Momochi weapon, but also because of the leader skill. You're always going to be able to deal damage with those kind of support, with the debuff damage increase supporters when using Phantasma. So yep, let's check it. So first I use a skill and another skill, and then I start doing my basics. You see that I'm getting interrupted? That's why I don't like these characters' basic attacks. They lack super armor. I mean, this one in particular needs super armor because it's melee. They should have given super armor to these basic attacks. The other ones are fine without super armor, but it would be great if they gave more range to them, because being locked in place, also removing that feature, being locked in place, sucks. I mean, it's terrible. I need water. There we go. Nice. So restore HP. Yeah, you want to constantly use your skills to get the speed increase on Momochi. And there we go. Nice. I'm going to deal with the mobs first. Oh, come on. Nice. Now that I'm done with that, I'm also going to use the ultimate as soon as I can, because I have the particle charge increase, so I don't really need to wait for my ultimate. Come on. Okay. There we go. Damage. Yeah, this is not the best build for sure. It focuses on speed. It makes you able to move fast and reposition yourself, which Phantasma isn't like that, trust me. But as you can see, my damage isn't the best, and relying on the basics to deal damage is not a great idea, even if you have the sustain. I mean, the only exception would be farming. Like, this is okay for farming, but I always test this on challenging stages rather than farming, even though it's more of a farming set, right? Come on. Oh, I have to move. And I have confusion, I see. Oh my god. There. Almost done. Come on, come on. There. Break the super armor just to destroy it. And now I'm gonna receive those particles and I'm gonna be able to use the ultimate. But I should actually use some skills first. Like this, and then I ultimate. There. And I wait for the animation, because the animation does count for the cooldown. If you skip it, you're gonna interrupt the animation and you're gonna have maybe some cooldown, depending on the natural cooldown of that, of those skills. There. And I'm going to use the active because I want damage reduction, and I'm going to focus on Oboro because she's about to die. And there. And now I have to reposition myself and escape, because this is a dicey situation. Like, she doesn't have 5,000. That's Edwin. There. Yes, there. And now I just have to hit Edwin. I don't know why he is not attacking, but I'll take advantage of that. Okay, great. And the active. That was the active. Yep. Perfect. So as you can see, even with a bad-ish strategy, I'm able to beat this. Like, this is the a way to take advantage of this area that deals more damage. We're gonna check another of the bad ones, because this is bad because I don't have enough copies. That's the thing. This one is going to use Fallen Heart, but as you can see, I have 2 copies and it's only +7, so the damage is not that great. But I'm going to be not abusing, but using a little bit more the leader skill and the defense reduction. So that's the thing. I'm gonna be using Twister Dance to recover HP. I'm gonna be using Slash Horror again and Dream Claw. It is exactly the same. You know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to change these. But I do need the basics. But I don't need exactly those basics. Yeah. Perfect. So let me explain the strategy. By using... No, Slash Horror, no. I need Twister. By using Twister, I'm going to recover HP. A Phantasma Mirror is going to attract the enemies, and I'm going to be able to use my range normal basic attacks to give some more stacks of Nightmare. And Phantasmal Shade is another way to rapidly increase the stacks. So not my favorite, but I do have the HP recovery. So since I'm gonna receive hits, I'm gonna be using these two. Lilim, which give me attack and defense and damage reduction against debuffed enemies, and Nagi, which give me attack and damage reduction because I'm a suppressed type character, that's all. And also Ingrid. Ingrid is going to give me the same critical damage increase and damage reduction on a demon type character. I'm a demon, and when the battle starts, conjures an aura of flames that increases damage dealt to enemies by 20% and burns the enemies by 20% of damage every 2.5 seconds. So yeah, this is kind of another synergy, a very good synergy with Phantasma's leader skill. So yeah, it's like reduces damage and also increases my own damage. Perfect. Reduces defense and also increases damage. Yeah, 2 perfect skills. No, now yeah, I want to do this. Like, the basics are gonna be very useful because they also penetrate the enemy, these ones. Like, not the most optimal, but they do work. Nice. And yeah, like, we cannot see how effective they are, but we're gonna do this against the boss. Okay, nice. Okay, I use this. Yeah, like, I guess the awakening skill is not that bad, but since Phantasma is not tanky enough naturally, like, she needs a ton of investment in the the awakening skills, and also the enchantment level of your supporters, and also supporters with damage reduction, like the ones that I'm using. Like, all of the supporters I'm using have damage reduction, and that's why they are not exploding me. I mean, also my awakening skills, right? So you see, I'm able to abuse this, and it's not that abusive because I don't have enough copies. But it is a thing that we can do. Oh, there. Oof. Come on. Oh, really? Well, didn't work. I use this one and this one. Yeah, another thing that I don't like is that, let's say that you break the super armor, you have a super armor break strategy. Then you're not going to be using the counter and the perfect dodge. The perfect dodge, I mean, you can just evade, but that's the problem with counters. That you have to receive a hit, that if the enemy doesn't have super armor, because your strategy revolves around that, then you're not going to hit them. So yeah, I'm lacking in the damage department by a lot, but that's a matter of copies and enchantment. For those who see me beating this, and you have like an S level 2 plus 10 enchanted weapon, don't think that's it. It's also the awakening skill, so keep that in mind. My awakening skills are almost maxed out, like all of them. And when I say almost maxed out, I mean I'm missing only the critical chance reduction and critical damage reduction, basically, and the PvP ones. But yeah, just don't think that just because you have a weapon, a weak weapon like S level 2 or an level 10 enchantment, you're gonna be able to do this kind of things. It's the whole build. Yeah, I'm just showing like what would be the ideal. Unfortunately, this is not completely ideal because I don't have enough copies, but certainly the weapon does allow to abuse, and the awakening skill does allow to also enhances the abuse of nightmare. Nice, nice, nice. Come on. Like that. Perfect. Okay. One down. Okay. I'm gonna use the ultimate. 2 down. I'm gonna use the active. 3 down. So yeah, that's a thing. But now we're gonna start with the really good builds, and those are the pure color builds. Like we start unlike other videos. We start with the mixed ones, but now this is gonna be fun. Like for the three of them, I think I'm not like completely sure, but for the three of them, uh, the supporters are gonna be the same, but I have two builds. So we're gonna go back to the Momochi weapon. We're gonna be using Twister Dance to increase damage, Slash Horror to increase damage, and Clinging Nightmare. The combo is Twister Dance followed by Shadow Horror followed by Clinging Nightmare. These to increase damage. Unfortunately, since the duration is too short on this one, you're not going to deal a ton of damage through the whole duration of Clinging Nightmare. If you want, you can go Twister Dance and then Clinging Nightmare. That's also a thing. And then in the middle of Clinging Nightmare, you do Slasher Horror. That will be a little bit more effective. So yeah. I'm gonna try to do the two things. So let me just check the command again. Yeah. Let's hold attack and then dash this, and this. Yeah, you can just see the enemies melting. I like this. She breaks super armor so fast with so much damage that she can get in between the enemies and take advantage of that leader skill, because they are not attacking because they are like almost dead. Perfect. Now I'm going to do it the other way around. I do this, and then I do... No! Interrupted! No! Uh-oh! Yeah. Well, in any case, as you can see, this is just busted. I just keep dealing damage and poor Edwin is not able to do anything. Now I do the evade. There we go. There, nice. Yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of the cooldown on the ulti. So, first, second, third, come on, no. Okay, I'm gonna use the ultimate. Because I need to deal with this. Yeah. I think I didn't show you the supporters, but I'm gonna do it in a moment. Like... Oh, come on. Come on, you can do it. Oh, really? No! I already beat this stage. I'm gonna do it once again. But first, let's check those supporters, because I think I didn't mention them. I did say the skills, but the supporters. Ingrid, of course. We can change it for something more aggressive, but we're gonna keep it... No. I think I'm gonna change it for something more aggressive, since this strategy revolves around... like, wait a moment. Yeah, this. This is going to give me the sustain that I need, actually. Also, Nano. Nano is super great because it affects both sides of the spectrum, and she attacks with both sides of the spectrum. And, of course, Kawaru. Yeah, now I'm going to really melt the enemy. In particular, the bosses. Because I get a 50% damage increase against the bosses. I just do this and... come on, there. And I'm also going to use the active, since I have a lower cooldown. There. I do this and this and then this. Oh, confused. Come on, there. Attack, attack. And reposition myself. Oh, come on, really? And healing. Yeah, you can actually do the combo in any order, and it's gonna be very strong, regardless. There we go. It goes for the boxes. Hilarious. There. I'm just gonna wait for it to disappear. I'm gonna use this one and ultimate. Yeah, that should deal with Oboro and Ingrid, I guess. Let's see. No, it didn't. How about this one then? I'm also going to use this and... Nice. Like last time I didn't receive that much damage and I just shred the enemies. And when I say last time I mean before recording. Yep, there we go. You see? This is truly strong. Super aggressive. But also risky. That's why you should use invincibility or HP recovery. Or use this with teammates that can heal you. That's also a thing. Now, let me check. If I'm not mistaken, here. Okay, here. Wait a moment. Checking. My cell phone says that the build is like this. I'm gonna keep it exactly the same on the supporters part, but here, Twister I change for Whisper and Horror for Mirror. So what's the idea here? That we evade, then we cast Whisper, and then we use Nightmare. That's the combo. Because you want to keep yourself range. So that the enemy doesn't attack you. So that you just destroy them. Basically that's it. If you can be barely on top of the area of Whisper, that would be great. So that you receive an attack buff. You see? But I start different, but that also works. So in this one I start with Whisper, then I do this and nice. Due to the huge amount of damage, it's extremely easy to break the super armor of the enemy. Come on. Yeah, damage. Oh, really? I'm gonna keep myself over here. There. Oh, why would you do that? Yeah, I hate Edwin's teleportation, for sure. It's just annoying. Okay, there we go. I'll start with the ultimate to reduce the HP of all my enemies. Then I'll cast this because I don't have any options. And also use the HP recovery to deal damage. The HP recovery to deal damage. It's weird, but it works. It works exactly like I said. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to go for that, I know. Yeah, this one. Oh my god, it's so small. Come on. I guess I'm going to wait. I hate to fish for HP recovery, for cooldown. But I use it at the wrong time, so I'm just going to wait. Yeah, there we go. Now I can use this. I wish that the AI for the tracking attack wasn't as smart. There. Even though it jumps, it still tracks the enemy. That's amazing. I love it. There, ultimate. So yeah, Phantasma is a strong damage dealer. Like, compared to my first runs, these were kind of wacky. The first time I didn't need to protect myself that much and to use HP recovery. I was using Ingrid on the main. I don't know what I did wrong, but well, I received a ton of hits. That's the thing. Now, let's go with the next one, the red one. Oh, this feels amazing, guys. This is great. Like, in this one, we're gonna be using Succubus Whisper along with Slash Horror. So, damage increase, speed increase, and obviously healing, because we need the healing. But what's the deal here? That we're gonna be using Momochi again. Just with Momochi, she feels like a completely different character. She doesn't feel like a tank that is walking slowly. No, she feels great. We're also using Susune for the damage, and we're using Asuka because she gives damage, but what we want is to abuse the super armor break. Yeah, Asuka. I'm gonna talk about some particular supporters that you want to use with this character almost at the end of the video. But yeah, Asuka is just great for her. So we do this, and look at that damage. Slash Horror, look at that speed. Like, this should be her natural speed. Like, she feels way too slow for a mid-range attacker. Okay, great. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And this one. Okay, almost done with the mobs. Yeah, breaking the super armor is amazing. I do this. And no. No! I don't want to recover your HP. Well, that deal a good amount of damage. Okay, basic. Yep. Let's see. So, I'm gonna start with the ultimate. It's not gonna be enough, but I don't care. And then, excellent, breaking the super armor, dealing damage, using the active. Yeah, red is particularly good. Like, green is not bad, but thanks to red HP recovery, you don't have to worry as much. And also thanks to the fact that she has a bunch of multi-hits on her skills, and Asuka has the super armor break, this makes one of the best builds that you can use with Phantasma. There we go. Nice. So yeah, I like a lot this one, but there's another option. Here, the red one. Here we're gonna use something more realistic. Realistic. Mine are almost all maxed out, the supporters, but even so, you can get... this one is limited, while Yukina is permanent. It's on the premium gacha that you can always get. And we're gonna be using Twister instead of Crushing. No, we're using Crushing and Twister. Twister and Phantasmal Mirror. So this one, whenever you use Phantasmal Mirror, that's the thing. You want to keep the enemy away from you and attack. Yeah, this is, I mean, you have HP recovery. You're not going to die. Like, you need to have really bad luck to die with this build. And it's kind of something that maybe you want to use on... not on BR, because you want to change Phantasmal Mirror on BR, because you want skills that actively deal multiple hits. There. And this one. And one more. There we go. Nice. Why do I have a speed increase? Like... No, I don't have... I don't have... Momochi. Momochi, yeah. I don't have Momochi. For a minute I thought I had Momochi, but it is not, because I am not getting speed stacks on skill activation. Yeah, breaking that super armor is amazing. Amazing, I tell you. On the right place, you're able to hit twice the enemy with this skill, but it's a matter of finding the sweet spot. God, look, the enemy is unable to do anything at all. There we go, like that. Okay, I'm gonna use the ultimate, I'm gonna use the active, I'm gonna just shred the enemies. Yeah, if you have Wild Theraska, red is probably her best color. I mean, not only that, also the HP recovery enhances a lot this kind of build. There we go, nice, nice, nice. Also this one, damage active. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Move, 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 move. There. One less, and now I just have to beat a bottle. Yeah, unfortunately, as you can see, I'm not getting that near to the enemy, so I'm not taking advantage of my leader skill, but it is okay, it doesn't really matter. Like against a big boss like the ones of BR, you can actually get near them, and as long as you are not in front of them, that should suffice. Now, the blue one. I think that for blue I only have one. Let me check. Yeah, I only have one build for blue. But it's more than enough, trust me. Unfortunately, it's extra limited. Not just limited, extra limited. So, yeah, you can substitute these supports, and I'm gonna show you which ones. But definitely Anne Rose is just important. We're gonna use, of course, Impaling Terror, along with Twister Dance, and Slash Horror. The idea here is to reduce the speed of the enemy so much that they are unable to do anything at all. So, let's see. Unfortunately, that's not enough, and I had to add Noah Brown. I do not like using my Noah Brown, and I don't like using her in general, because every 15 seconds you're gonna receive the benefit of the passive, and it's gonna last for 6 seconds. So yeah, it is not that bad, but it is not like Susune that basically with the right strategy all the time you have the benefit. So yeah, that's something that I don't like. But I need it because of the HP recovery on skills, on skill damage. If I don't have this, I'm not going to be able to survive, unfortunately. And I tried with only Kirara, and it's not enough. And you know that using someone like Akina is not ideal with a damage dealer. So we're using this one to get HP recovery, basically. We're using Bright Anne Rose to increase our chances of critical heal and of critical hit and deal critical damage, more critical damage, because that synergizes with the with Impaling Terror. And lastly, Kirara, because it's generally good for demons. So you don't have this. Well, number one, it is extremely difficult to do this without Noah, so I don't recommend it. But if you want to try, you can always use something like Arabella. You can use something like Sakuya just to reduce damage because it's also useful. You can use Heaviko. Heaviko is particularly good. You can use the three big supporters, but only for pure stages. This is a mixed stage. So yeah, let's check what she can do on this build. So let me check one more time. The double dash, the hold attack, yeah. So hold attack, then dash, then... Yeah, you see 3 million damage. It is strong. Yeah, by slowing the enemy, you're going to be able to just... how can I say this? They're not going to be able to move, and you just can attack and abuse their weakness. Oh, there we go. So I do this and delete the enemies, like normal. Yup, a bunch of damage. But I also want to put some distance in between me and Edwin. Yeah, it's like I'm chipping away his life little by little. Perfect. Nice. Now that the armor is super down, I can actually focus my skills on him. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. There we go, 1 million damage. Excellent. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do this without the HP recovery of Noah. Trust me. I tried a lot. But I didn't manage. And besides, not only does she have a HP recovery on the passive, but also on the active. So that's great. That's why Noah is so strong, but at the same time, I hate wasting her main passive most of the time. $2 million, okay. Yep, nice. Super great. Blue can be so devastating, but definitely, I mean, if you want to use it on BR, you need a healer. Like, you always need a healer for her, for Phantasma. No debate on that. And unless she's red, that's the only exception. And unless you have Noah, that's another exception. That's the only two scenarios where you won't be using that, a healer. So yeah, let's go with mix. Usually you want to go with the different supporter on the main, but in this case, no. We just want a good supporter here. And I could change it for Kowaru, no problem. Because of my enchantment level. No, actually, because I'm not full with my enchantment, that's why I use this one, to gain more critical rate. I'm not full on this one. It says level 4, not 5. So we're gonna use Susune for the damage increase and Asuka for the utility. And a combo that many of you have thought of applying with this character is obviously Clinging Nightmare with Wildfire Asuka. Busted. Yes, it is that busted. And I'm going to change Phantasmal Mirror. I did Phantasmal Mirror, and Phantasmal Mirror is very, very good, But this can be so oppressive that we can go with... no, we cannot. Now I remember. We cannot use this one in particular because it's the 3 color. I mean, technically you can. And it deals multi-hits, yes. And even though the area of effect is not that big, you still get the benefit. So, yes, you can use it even if it doesn't activate. But I prefer this one in that case. Trust me, it is... You know what? I'm gonna do it. Oh, I see. That's why I don't. I mean, you can go with this build, or you can change these two for Succubus Whisper and Crunching Fear. That would be the combo. There's 2 ways to do this build, because this is just healing. This one is another way to deal multi-hits, and this one is another way to deal multi-hits to break the super armor. This is healing, but also multi-hits, and survival utility, you know? So yeah, there's those 2 combinations. Even though this doesn't activate, it's still worth it because of the damage increase. The activation only increases the area of effect and gives you the extra, the set effect, you know? So, let's see. Yeah, these are the supporters. So, you're gonna see that this is just disgustingly OP. Like, if you like using the 2 White Feather Askas, this is just one of the best ways to use it. So I do this, and I said that it is very good to have the what's the name, the counter, the illusion, because you're going to be keeping your distance from the enemy, and you'll have enough time to cast Nightmare onto the enemy. Yeah, because that's kind of the weak point of Nightmare, that the casting time can be interrupted. So instead, I just do this and leave the enemies with that illusion, and then I just cast my skill. Great, right? Like, super great. Let's see. Oh, come on. Always the case. Okay. Basic can, break super armor. Keep dealing damage. Illusion, break super armor. Come on, break super armor. No? Still pretty good, I mean. If I was using 2 characters that can abuse White Feather Aska, this would be so disgusting. But I don't have 2 White Feather Askas, that's a problem, right? Yeah, look at that. Immediate armor break. Yeah, that's why I love this combination and this supporter so much. Yeah, always go for the limited ones, guys. Trust me, it's the wise thing to do. Like, there are some really good permanent supporters, yeah, but not always. You can always get them, unlike the limited ones. Like, I wish that they put all the supporters, the limited supporters, in a banner. Like, whenever there's a limited banner, there's only limited supporters on the banner. That would be great. That would be like... Grimory wouldn't want that. I know, but it would be amazing. Yeah, and Grimory, don't think about putting that suggestion onto a paid banner that only rolls with money. No. Like, do that for an anniversary. That would be nice. Well, in any case, these are all the builds that I have prepared for this character. And very quickly, I'm gonna do only one run on Taimanin 5 VR. I mean, I don't have what I need. I'm gonna do it on 71. I don't have... Let's see. First I equip everything here. Next I... Blue, no. Definitely not. These ones are perfect. And perfect. Then I put... Phantasma. Where are you? Here you are. Remove. This, and the other fire. Yeah, the other fire. And whatever Magatamas here. Perfect. Great. Equip. And I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna use this same build, except for the fact that I'm not going to use this. Instead, I'm gonna be using... Oh, I cannot use this. I cannot use this because it's being used. What can I do? I mean, let me check. Oof, I want green. I do want green. So who? The question is who? On Astaroth. This one won't work. I could go with this. I mean, it's not like the best pick. I would prefer to go offensive. But I'm going utility more than anything. And besides, the damage that these things can deal is substantial. So yeah, let's try it. So I just... evade. There. Yeah, break that armor. Break that super armor. Yeah, she's just amazing for this. Queen Kanaloa is not stopping even if the super armor is broken. Well, that's annoying. But even so, she's prone to interruption. So it's fine. Okay, ultimate. Like this, another ultimate. And skill. And basic. Yeah. Like, it is great just to have that much control over the enemy. I'm still missing another character who is able to use Asuka and another copy of Asuka. My god, the amount of debuffs. Yeah, not bad. Excellent. Great. So, as you saw, Phantasma is definitely usable for VR, but do not trust the AI with this character. You want to pilot it yourself, for sure. Now, to finish, let's check the weapons and also some supporters and highlights. So, starting with the weapons. You are... no. All of them bought for Kirara. Where is Kirara? Because she was the first one with orbs. So, talking about the SR, critical rate increase, not great. Increased basic attacks, not great. Not great, and only for Kirara, I think. It's for everyone, but this is a terrible weapon. The Sakura weapon for whales. I guess that this is actually way better because she naturally inflicts groggy. So if you want to try that and you're a whale, then you're welcome to do so. This is for Kirara. The PvE weapons. The Momochi weapon. I mean, it is particularly good because of the amount of multi-hits that Phantasma has in any mode other than VR. In VR, there are still options to use this weapon nowadays. If you go with at least one copy of Anaros, you can take advantage of this. And you can go pure blue or mix with this. So yeah, the stocks on this go up. This one, both the snake weapon and the snake weapon and the summer weapon could be used for a build for particle charge, but like her in particular particle charge, I cannot imagine that right now, and I cannot I don't know. Yes, actually, yes. Green particle charge would be very effective on this one because of the amount of multi hits on Nightmare, Clinging Nightmare. Yeah, it's actually more viable than I thought, but I don't have enough copies of this one to make it viable, nor do I have enough copies of the snake weapon. So yeah, whenever I can, whenever I have copies, I will do so. As always, these are bad, terrible. Don't use this. I mean, the skin is nice. This is for Kirara. This is for Kirara. This is for Kirara. This is for Eleanor. Okay. If you got the pack weapon, well, increases particle charge from attacks by 50%. That goes up to 100%. The snake weapon and the summer weapon are way better giving particle charge. Increase damage against enemies with Nightmare by 10%. Goes up to 20%. I mean, okay-ish, but remember that the stats are lower than normal UR stats. So yeah, that's not great. And this one. Right now, the best weapon for her, and you want to have it at S level 5 if possible, so that you're able to abuse those Nightmare stacks. I cannot show you like a really abusive strategy. Mine was like, I think the word is far-fetched. Yeah, far-fetched strategy. But well, I do what I can with what I get in the gacha. Yeah. So those are the weapons. Now let's talk about. I usually don't, but there's some special picks that you have to consider when using Phantasma. And let's start with... I mean, invincibility supporters are a thing, and HP recovery supporters are also a thing for Phantasma because of how squishy she is. She doesn't want a constant regen, she wants burst healing. Because she can deal enough damage to eliminate the enemies, so she just needs to recover HP. As you saw, Noah is particularly good with her on a blue build. Let's see. Things like Momochi and Momochi Nagi and Gal Lilim, yep, that's the one, are great on her. Things that give both damage and damage reduction. Also, Heviko. Actually, why is Heviko here? We received her a long while ago. Well, like not before her, as far as I know. So anyways, Heviko gives you damage reduction and damage increase on demons, so it's similar to Nagi. Let's see, another noticeable pick: Susune, Kirara, Gal Lilim. All of these supporters that give you some kind of benefit on against debuffed enemies are gonna be great, because basically she just does one attack and then the enemy is gonna be debuffed, and she's gonna permanently receive the benefit of these supporters. Let's see. As you notice, Ingrid pairs perfectly with her, though you don't want to play near the enemy, but if you are able to break the super armor and you just dish out an absurd amount of damage, then you can use this supporter because the enemy is not going to move because the super armor is it's broken. Let's see. Another one. Checking. Yeah, Anna Rose. Anna Rose, as I mentioned, it is particularly good for those characters which have critical damage increase on blue skills, on the pure blue skills. So this is excellent for her. And let's see. Oh yeah. Supporters that provide damage to both sides of the spectrum, or some kind of benefit to both sides of the spectrum, both melee and range, are gonna be amazing. So Nano is an excellent option if you want her on your builds. Let's see. Got Lilim already. Speed increase supporters are a good idea as long as they provide some kind of great benefit. Like this one gives a good amount of speed, and it gives some damage reduction, so it is appreciated. It's not like the best, but it makes the character more fun to play. And yeah, there's the thing. The particle charge strategy that I mentioned would use Micah as well as other green supporters that give particle charge. But it can also go with Ingrid. Like, you can use that one, you can use the supporter that we have right now, Hikage. Hikage is not the best. I really don't recommend that you roll for this. I got her like on the gacha, like whenever I roll for something and this just drop, and I keep it. I always keep my supporter spot. Yeah. The other thing that you should be considering is going with Ingrid, because along with Clinging Nightmare, you're going to deal a huge amount of super heals hits, of a huge amount of hits, and you're going to be able to charge your particles super fast. Well, that's a theory. I cannot prove it because I don't have, like, if I do this and I put Kirara, I have the snake weapon at S level 1. I have the Heaviko weapon at S level 1, but maybe I will get Heaviko's weapon next time that we receive the summer tickets. Well, in any case, now let's just finish by giving a review or a summary of all that she can do. She is definitely a damage dealer. She has sustain, fortunately. The bad part about that is that she only has it on red. So either she goes mix or pure red to have HP recovery. If you have a healer, then you don't have to worry about that part. But you have to be careful. Don't let the AI control this character. If you want to abuse this, it is required to have the character weapon at S level 5. Definitely. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to abuse it. And besides, don't worry about using basic enhancers. The normal basic are good enough with the weapon. So, should you get her? Well, it really depends. Most of my builds, as you saw, abuse certain limited supporters like White Feather Asuka, like Corporate Warrior Ingrid, like Kirara. I don't know. You can also use this one and a Rose. So yeah, she demands a lot. If you have, as an F2P, if you have things like Susune, Shirayuki, Stella, let's see, Misaki, Gal Lilim, then do consider getting it, because you have strong supporters that you can use. Also, for blue, you would use something like Arabella. if you have Onisaki Kirara, if you have those supporters that give a substantial amount of damage increase, then it's fine. But do remember that you're not going to be able to abuse the mechanics. It's just like she's going to constantly debuff the enemy and she's going to deal damage, a lot of damage, and she has sustain on red, and that's it. Like, it is a whole other thing if you use White Fedoraska, if you use Anna Rose, all the limited supporters. So keep that in mind. And if you think that you're going to be fine with any other weapon, not really. I mean, maybe the snake or summer weapon, and that's a maybe. The Momochi weapon is completely fine, but using anything else would be suboptimal. Like, it's either Falling Heart or the Momochi weapon, and that's kind of it. So yeah, if you want to get her, get her. I mean, she's appealing after all. She's nice looking, for sure. So yeah, that's about it for today, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!